Hey, guys, happy Monday and welcome back. Guys, we're back to talk about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac in 8 to 10 short minutes. Guys, we have all of the details, and this was honestly one of my favorite episodes. So before we jump in, you already know how this works. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so we pick up where we left off, and it's with Candace, and she still has Mama Dorothy in the house for 9-10 days. She obviously is ready for her to get out, but she did want to ask her a few questions like, what were you and Mia talking about at my music video shoot? It's so funny because Mama Dorothy conveniently can't remember any of the conversations. And then, of course, Shady Bravo editors went through and showed Mama Dorothy talking to Robin, talking to Mia, talking to Karen, and she can't remember a thing. Her biggest question was, I don't think that Chris is being paid. I don't know why he quit his job and now he's a husbander. I don't know. Like, she was just questioning, and it looked like it was in favor of Candace. Now, mind you, Candace is a very smart woman, so we can tell she can handle her own. But to be fair, even Giselle agreed. A lot of the women had the same questions. They wanted to know, okay, well, is he getting paid? Is he trying to have a come up? What exactly is the situation? He did come in, and I have to give this to Chris. Chris sat down next to Mama Dorothy, and he said, when was the last time I asked you for a dime? When was the last? That was never. When was the last time I asked you for anything? Never. Mama Dorothy rolled her eyes, but he said, the only thing that we need as far as a contract between us, manager, client, whatever you want to call it, is our marriage agreement, our marriage license, and our prenuptial agreement. And Mama Dorothy pretty much backed down saying, okay, well, if you have a prenup, then I'm fine. It looks like she really is looking out for Candace. She wants to make sure that her daughter's not going to get taken advantage of. And I don't blame her. I'm not mad at Mama Dorothy. I actually applaud her for it because there are so many people out here. And I'm not saying Chris is one of them, even though he doesn't really like me. And we get that, especially on Twitter. But I'm not saying he is one of them who's trying to get a come up, because when he met Candace, it didn't seem like Candace had much, and she definitely wasn't on the show yet. So to be fair, I'm going to give Chris this one. I'll throw him a bone. Okay, let's keep it going. Giselle is still teaching her daughter Grace how to drive, and she is, Grace. Grace is about as good of a driver as I am. So I can't say anything about her, but I do applaud her because you're not going to learn unless you keep practicing. And that's exactly what Grace is doing. We see that Giselle is extending her home. She's constantly working on her home that she calls Hotel Giselle, but a few of the other women like Mia think it's more of a motel than a hotel. Honestly, when they did the flashback of what the house looked like originally as to where it is now and how much progress Giselle has made, I just have to say she's doing the damn thing. I might not love the aesthetic on the inside, and a lot of the women seem like they don't, but the West Wing, the closet, the extension on the front to make it look more of like a larger home. I don't really know what it is, but it looks great. It looks like it's going to look great. So I'm not mad at it. And Giselle, she is an independent woman. She's obviously strong as hell, and she's doing the damn thing by herself. That's something to applaud in itself. So Giselle, we are here for you. Now, Giselle calls Robin and invites her to their reasonably shady launch party, this podcast party, where they got a deal with iHeartRadio, and they want to invite all of the women to celebrate it with them. When they do, or when she's talking with Robin, she's like, I want to invite the people who support us and also the haters. I'm going to have it in my parking lot because I don't want these women in my house, and a few of them can't even use the bathroom. Robin, who was reasonable, she did say, I'm not co-signing that. So you don't want Karen and Dr. Wendy Osefo using your bathroom? Where are they supposed to go? Giselle said, well, they can go out and they can use the woods, they can pop a squat, whatever they need to do. But Robin was like, no, that's not fair. We can't invite people over to have drinks, invite them over to eat your charcuterie board, and then be like, sorry, guys, you can't use the bathroom. Robin, thank you for being the voice of reason, because that was absolutely ridiculous. But again, that's why she's reasonable, and that's why Giselle is shady. Let's keep it moving. Karen had her publicist come over, and she is getting to see her prototypes of her 3-wick candle, Bohemian Fire. That's the name of the candle. And everyone, the way they're reacting to the smell, it looks like it's pretty good. I just find it interesting. And Robin was right when she said in her confessionals, Dr. Wendy Osefo was talking about launching a 1-wick candle. And as soon as she did, Karen all of a sudden comes out with this 3-wick candle. And she's like, boom, here it is. Like it was just there overnight. Dr. Wendy Osefo, we still have yet to see a candle from her, but that doesn't mean she's not going to get it together. I feel like this is an extension of Karen's brand, La Dame. So it would be easier for her to push something out faster because there's already a foundation here. Whereas Dr. Wendy Osefo has never played in this field. So she's just getting her feet wet for the first time. I'm sure her candle will be just as amazing. Even though on Watch What Happens Live, Karen did give us 5 reasons why a 3-wick candle is better than a 1-wick candle. And she said there's room for everybody. She's not trying to compete. One part of this episode that made it really feel like a storyline was when she was outside talking to Ray, showing him the plants and the pots, whatever, he received a text from a woman that said, hello, handsome, I believe. And it was a photo of this woman. And she's like, who is that? So she tries calling this woman. And this felt like a total storyline. I don't think anyone's sending Ray texts. And if it was a complete accident. I don't think she caught him in anything. And if he is sneaking around, well, Ray, be careful because Karen Huger will catch you. Learn from Michael Darby. You can't sneak around when you're married to a public figure. You will get caught. But again, I don't feel like Ray's doing that. He even said, what am I going to do with that young thing? That's just going to cause me a lot of headaches. I love Ray and Karen. All right, we'll keep going. Mia and Gordon, they end up taking their kids for ice cream and meeting up with her mom. And it looks like there's a lot of animosity when it comes to Mia, her mom, and her sister. Mia obviously feels like ever since her mom got out of prison, she started living with her sister, taking care of her sister's kids. She still makes her sister's bed. And Mia's like, wait a minute, mom, I need you too. I need you to come here and help me. And when I asked you to be a nanny, you said you couldn't because you were too busy helping my sister. And it made me feel like because I have my shit together, that you don't really need to be there in the same capacity for me that you are for her. She was being a little bit relentless on the way she was going in on her mom. But at the end of the day, it looks like this is a very tumultuous relationship that will need a lot of work, a lot of time to repair it. So I'm not mad at them because I don't understand it. I feel like at least they're talking, at least we're getting to see these very honest, very genuine moments. They feel very authentic. And I just hope that they can get to a better place because after Mia being in the foster care system, after her mom just admitting, you know, I wasn't a great mom to you, it breaks my heart. And I wouldn't want to wish that. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So for that, I just really hope that we get some sort of resolve. Now, Wendy does share with Karen and Escella that she is going to host this sort of getaway where they go over to the East Coast and they get a house on the beach. We're seeing that next episode, and it is going to be wild. This is where we get to see the salad toss from Candace and Mia. We see somebody call another person, you know, their husband a pimp, and you're a hoe. And it was just, oh gosh, it just gets so messy, but that's what everyone lives for when it comes to the Real Housewives. So I guess that's exactly what we're going to get. But who Dr. Wendy is inviting, we don't know as of yet. Actually, we know who she's inviting. We just don't know if Robin will show up. And is Juan invited? This is supposed to be a couples trip. And they asked, well, what about Giselle? She doesn't have a man. And Dr. Wendy Osefo said, well, she can bring her luggage. The shade. But reasonable shade, just to be fair. Now, Ashley arrived to Hotel Giselle. All of the women arrived and they're like, what the hell is this? This is a construction zone. We're walking down the sidewalk or the driveway. What is this? And they have this party where they're just letting everyone know we're launching our podcast. And of course, the Grande Dame had to show up with her candles, and that's exactly what she did. But they're playing a game. Is it reasonable or is it shady? Now they're all going back and forth, and Dr. Wendy Osefo calls out Mia because she's like, you know, you going around and telling Candace's mom or asking Candace's mom how old she is, if Chris is getting paid, who the manager is, all of these questions, that's not being a friend. So I felt like it was necessary to tell Candace. Giselle and Robin feel like Dr. Wendy Osefo was out of line because it was not the right place or the right time. However, just to be fair, Giselle and Robin have not always been on point with the right place and the right time either. So I have to give them that. Now, when they were asking a few of these questions, finally Candace shows up and they let Candace know, hey, we were talking about you. Mia Thornton said, this is what happened. And Candace said, you need to mind your own business. Well, Mia was like, when I show up to an event, to a shoot, I want to know who the manager is. I want to be greeted. I don't want to do something that's low budget. Candace looked at her and said, your mom's low budget. to be fair, Askella tweeted, I don't think Candace knew anything about Mia's mom or their situation before when she said this, because I don't think she would have said it. And Askella said, I didn't know about any of this until the show started airing. So I have to give that to Candace, even though, like Giselle said, and the rest of the women, when you start talking about someone's mom, that's a low blow. That's another low blow, but that's what it was. We can obviously see that Dr. Wendy Osefo and Robin still have tension. And when Karen lets everyone know, and she's loopy from this vaccine, when she lets everyone know that Dr. Wendy is planning a getaway, she goes around and she's like, yes, Karen and Ray, you're invited. Yes, Askella and your man, you're invited. Mia and Gordon, you're invited. Candace, Chris, you're invited. Ashley, if Michael wants to come, you're invited. Candace said, I hope not. And then you have Robin that she completely skipped over. She looked at Giselle and she said, you could bring your luggage. And it again gets back to the shade. Giselle does reveal that she was going to make two of the women use the outside toilet as opposed to the inside. And it definitely rubbed Wendy the wrong way. Dr. Wendy doesn't understand, if we just got past all of this and we put it behind us, why are you bringing this up again? What are we doing? You are relentless. This never stops. I don't disagree. Now we ended this off with Grace pulling Candace's car out of the driveway and scratching the rim. I don't know if that's karma or what, but again, we know that next week's episode is going to be one hell of an episode. I can't wait for it. Guys, we're going to be recapping all of this live in about 30 minutes at 10:45 p.m. at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Jason's channel, Down with Jason. So come on, join the live chat, call in if you like. We need your unfiltered opinions, and I'm sure that's exactly what you're going to give us. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.